My dear friends, today we will see day 11 Bible reading. We are going to see Exodus chapter 1 to 6, Psalms chapter 31 to 33, and Matthew's Gospel chapter 21 to 22. So let us pray before we read the Bible. Lord God, please give us the grace to understand the inner meaning of your holy words. Let us understand the scriptures and the gospel. Let all your holy words get imprinted in our life. May these holy words change our life as you wish. Thank you for this beautiful day, for reading this Bible. Praise you, Lord Jesus Christ. So let us start. So the book of Exodus. These are the names of the sons of Israel who came to Egypt with Jacob, each with his family: Reuben, Simon, Levi, and Judah, Issachar, Zebulun, and Benjamin, Dan and Naphtali, Gad and Asher. All the descendants of Jacob numbered 70. Apart from these, Joseph was already in Egypt. Then Joseph died, as did all his brothers and all that generation. The sons of Israel were fruitful and increased in numbers. To such an extent did they multiply and grow in strength that the land was filled with them. Then a new king who had not known Joseph came to power and said to his people, "The Israelites are more numerous and stronger than we are. Let us deal shrewdly with them, lest they increase still more, and in case of war, side with our enemies, fight against us, and escape from the land." So they set taskmasters over them to oppress them with forced labor. They built the storage town of Pithon and Ramesses. But the more they oppressed the Hebrews, the more they increased and spread, until the Egyptians began to dread the Israelites and became ruthless in making them work. They made life bitter for them with the hard labor in bricks and mortar and with all kinds of work in the fields. In all their work, the Egyptians treated them harshly. Then the king of Egypt gave orders to the Hebrew midwives, one of whom was called Shipra and the other Puah, that when they attended Hebrew women who were on the bedstool and saw that it was a boy, they were to kill it, but if it was a girl, they were to let it live. But the midwives feared God and did not do as the king of Egypt commanded, and let the boys live. So the king called the midwives and said, "Why have you acted like that and let the boys live?" The midwives replied, "Because the Hebrew women are not like the Egyptian women. They are vigorous and give birth even before a midwife arrives." God blessed the midwives, and the people increased and became even more powerful. Because the midwives feared God, he made them mothers of families. Pharaoh then gave this order to all his people: "Every infant boy born to the Hebrews must be thrown into the Nile, but let every girl live." The birth and adoption of Moses. Now a man, this is chapter 2. Now a man belonging to the clan of Levi married a woman of his own tribe. The woman became pregnant and gave birth to a boy, and seeing that he was a beautiful child, she kept him hidden for 3 months. As she could not conceal him any longer, she made a basket out of papyrus leaves and coated it with bitumen and pitch. She then laid the child in the basket and placed it among the reeds near the bank of the Nile. The sister of the child stood at a distance to see what would happen to him. Now the daughter of Pharaoh came down to bathe in the Nile. Her attendants were meanwhile walking along the bank. When she saw the basket among the reeds, she sent her maid servant to fetch it. She opened the basket and saw the child, a boy, and he was crying. She felt sorry for him and said, "This is one of the Hebrew children." Then the sister of the child said to Pharaoh's daughter, "Shall I go and get one of the Hebrew women to nurse the baby for you?" Pharaoh's daughter said to her, "Go." The girl went away and called the mother of the child. Pharaoh's daughter said to her, "Take the child and nurse him for me, and I will pay you." So the woman took the child and nursed him, and when the child had grown, she brought him to Pharaoh's daughter, who adopted him as her son. And she named him Moses, saying, "I have drawn him out of the water." Moses flees to Midian. After a fairly long time, Moses, by now a grown up man, went out to meet his fellow Hebrews. He noticed how heavily they were burdened, and he saw the Egyptian striking a Hebrew, one of his own people. He looked around, and seeing no one, he killed the Egyptian and hid him in the sand. When he went out the next day, he saw two Hebrews quarreling. Moses said to the man in the wrong, "Why are you striking a fellow countryman?" But he answered, "Who has set you prince and judge over us? Do you intend to kill me as you killed the Egyptian?" Moses was afraid and thought, "What I did is no longer a secret." When Pharaoh heard about it, he tried to kill Moses, but Moses fled from Pharaoh and went to live in the land of Midian. There he sat down by a well. Now the priest of Midian had 7 daughters. They came to draw water and filled the troughs to water their father's sheep. Some shepherds came and drove them away, but Moses went to their help and watered the sheep. When the girls returned to their father Reuel, he asked them, "How is it that you have come back so early today?" They said, "An Egyptian protected us from the shepherds and even drew water for us and watered the sheep." The man said, "Where is he? Why did you leave him there? Call him and offer him a meal." Moses agreed to stay with the man, and he gave Moses his daughter Zipporah in marriage. She bore a child, and Moses named him Gershom, saying, "I have been a stranger in a foreign land." During that long period of time, it happened that the king of Egypt died. The sons of Israel groaned under their slavery. They cried to God for help, and from their bondage their cry ascended to God. God heard their cry and remembered his covenant with Abraham, Isaac, and Jacob. God looked upon the Israelites and was aware of the situation. The call and mission of Moses, chapter 3. Moses pastured the sheep of Jethro, his father-in-law, priest of Midian. One day he led the flock to the far side of the desert and came to Horeb, the mountain of God. The angel of Lord appeared to him by means of a flame of fire in the middle of a bush. Moses saw that although the bush was on fire, it did not burn up. Moses thought, "Let me go and see this amazing sight. Why is the bush not burning up?" The Lord saw that Moses was drawing near to look, and God called to him from the middle of the bush, "Moses, Moses." He replied, "Here I am." The Lord said to him, "Do not come near. Take off your sandals, for the place where you are standing is holy ground." And God continued, "I am the God of your father, the God of Abraham, the God of Isaac, and the God of Jacob." Moses covered his face lest his eyes look on God. The Lord said, I have been the humiliation of my people in Egypt, and I have heard their cry against their taskmasters. I am aware of their suffering. I have come down to free them from the power of Egyptians and to bring them up from the land to a beautiful and spacious land, a land flowing with milk and honey, to the territory of the Canaanites, the Hittites, the Amorites, the Perizzites and Hivites, and the Jebusites. The cry of the sons of Israel has reached me, and I have seen how the Egyptians oppress them. Go now, I am sending you to Pharaoh to bring my people, the sons of Israel, out of Egypt. Moses said to God, Who am I that I should go to Pharaoh and bring the people of Israel out of Egypt? God replied, I will be with you, and this will be the sign that I have sent you. When you have brought the people out of Egypt, you will worship God on this mountain. The divine name. Moses answered God, If I go to Israelites and say to them, The God of your fathers has sent me to you, they will ask me, What is this name? What shall I answer them? God said to Moses, I am who I am. Then he added, This is what you will say to the sons of Israel, I am has sent me to you. God then said to Moses, You will say to the Israelites, The Lord, the God of your fathers, the God of Abraham, the God of Isaac, and the God of Jacob has sent me to you. That will be my name forever, and by this name they shall call upon me for all generations to come. Go, call together the elders of the Israel and say to them, The Lord, the God of your fathers, the God of Abraham, the God of Isaac, and the God of Jacob has appeared to me and said, I have seen and taken account of how the Egyptians have treated you, and I mean to bring you out of all this oppression in Egypt and take you to the land of the Canaanites, the Hittites, the Amorites, the Perizzites, the Hivites, and the Jebusites, to a land flowing with milk and honey. The sons of Israel will listen to you. You and the elders of Israel shall go to the place of the king of Egypt and say to him, The Lord, the God of the Hebrews, has met with us. Now let us go a 3 days' journey into the wilderness to sacrifice to the Lord our God. I know that the king of Egypt will not allow you to go unless he is forced to do so. I will therefore stretch out my hand and strike Egypt in extraordinary ways, after which he will let you go. And I will make the Egyptians treat my people well. When you leave, you will not go empty-handed. Each woman will ask her neighbor and any Egyptian woman staying in her house to lend her ornaments of silver and gold and clothing. With these you will clothe your sons and daughters, and in this way you will plunder the Egyptians. Chapter 4. Miraculous powers of Moses. Moses replied to the Lord, What if they will not believe me or listen to me? Maybe they will say, That is not true. The Lord did not appear to you. The Lord then asked him, What is that in your hand? A staff. He replied, God said, Throw it to the ground. He threw it, and it became a serpent, and Moses drew back from it. The Lord said, Reach out your hand and take it by the tail. Moses reached out his hand and took it, and it was again a staff in his hand. Then the Lord said, With such signs they may believe that the Lord, the God of your fathers, the God of Abraham, the God of Isaac, and the God of Jacob has appeared to you. Again the Lord said to him, Put your hand in your bosom. He put his hand in his bosom, and when he took it out, his hand was covered with leprosy, white as snow. And God said, Put your hand back in your bosom. So he put it back, and when he took it out again, his hand was healthy like the rest of his body. The Lord added, "If they do not believe you and are not convinced by the first sign, they will believe you when they see the second. But if these two signs are not enough to make them believe you, take some water from the Nile and pour it on the ground, and the water which you took from the river will turn into blood on the ground." Aaron as assistant to Moses. Moses said to the Lord, "O my Lord, never have I been a fluent speaker either before or after you have spoken to your servant, for I am slow of speech and tongue." The Lord said to him, Who gave man a mouth? Who makes him dumb or deaf? Who gives him sight or makes him blind? It is not I, the Lord. Go now, I will be on your lips, and will inspire what you have to say. But Moses insisted, "My Lord, I pray you, why not send someone else?" At this, the Lord became angry with Moses and said, Haven't you Aaron, your brother, the Levite? I know he speaks well. Look, he is coming to meet you, and he will be glad when he sees you. You will speak to him and tell him what I have told you to say. And when you tell him, or when he speaks, I will be with you and with him, and teach you both what you have to do. Aaron will speak for you to the people. Indeed, he will speak for you, as a prophet speaks for his God. Take this staff in your hand, and with it you will work the signs. Moses returns to Egypt. Then Moses went back to Jethro, his father-in-law, and said to him, "Let me go back to my people in Egypt to see if they are still alive." Jethro said to Moses, "Go in peace." The Lord said to Moses in the land of Midian, "Go back to Egypt, for all the men who wanted to kill you are dead." Moses took with him his wife and his sons. He put them on a donkey and set off for Egypt, holding in his hand the staff of God. The Lord said to Moses, "You are returning to Egypt, and you will perform all the portents that I have empowered you to do in the presence of Pharaoh. I will, however, make him stubborn so that he will not let the people go. You shall then say to Pharaoh, 'This is the Lord's message. Israel is my firstborn son, and I said to you, Let my son go, that he may worship me. But you have refused to let him go, and because of this I will take the life of your firstborn son.'" The son of Moses circumcised. At a lodging place on the way, the Lord met him and was about to kill him. But Zipporah took a flint stone and cut her son's foreskin, and with it she touched the feet of Moses, saying, "You are now my husband by blood." And the Lord let him live. Zipporah said, "Husband by blood," because of the circumcision. Moses and Aaron. The Lord said to Aaron, "Go into the desert and meet your brother Moses." So Aaron went and met him at the mountain of God and kissed him. Moses related to Aaron all that the Lord had said to him, and all the signs he had commanded him to perform. Moses and Aaron assembled all the elders of the Israelites, and Aaron told them everything that the Lord had said to Moses. He also performed all the signs before the people, and they believed him. When they heard that the Lord had visited the people of Israel and had seen their suffering, they bowed to the ground in worship. Chapter 5. Moses confronts Pharaoh. After this, Moses and Aaron went to Pharaoh and said, "This is what the Lord, the God of Israel, says: Let my people go, that they may hold a feast for me in the desert." Pharaoh replied, "Who is the Lord that I should listen to his voice and let Israel go? I do not know the Lord, and I will not let Israel go." Then they said, "The God of Hebrews has met with us. Allow us to make a 3 days journey into the desert. There we shall offer sacrifices to the Lord our God, lest he punish us with a plague or the sword." The king of Egypt said to them, "Moses and Aaron, why do you take the people away from their work? Get back to your tasks. They are now more numerous than the people of the land, and you are asking them to interrupt their work." That same day, Pharaoh gave the following order to the taskmasters of the people and to the Israelite foremen: "You will no longer supply the people with straw for making bricks. Let them go and find it themselves. But you will extract from them the same number of bricks as before, not one less. They are lazy, and that is why they are crying out to go and sacrifice to their God. Make the work harder for the people, so that they keep their mind on it and pay no attention to lying words." The taskmasters and their Israelite foremen went out and said to the people, "By Pharaoh's orders, we shall not give you any more straw. Go and get it yourselves wherever you can find it. But the amount of work done must be the same as before." The people were dispersed throughout Egypt to gather stubble to use for straw. The taskmasters kept pressing them, saying, "Complete the work required you each day, as you did when straw was provided." The taskmasters beat the Israelite foremen whom they had placed over the people, saying, Why haven't your people completed the same amount of work as before?" The Israelite foreman complained to Pharaoh, saying, Why are your servants treated like this? We are given no straw, and yet we are told to make bricks. We are being beaten, but the fault is with your own people." Pharaoh replied, You are lazy. That is why you asked to go and sacrifice to the Lord. Go back to work. You will not be given straw, but you will produce the same number of bricks." The Israelite foremen felt they were in great trouble, since they were told not to reduce the number of bricks that had to be produced daily. As they were leaving from Pharaoh's presence, they met Moses and Aaron, who were waiting for them, and said to them, "May the Lord look upon you and judge you, because you have made us hateful to Pharaoh and his officials, and have placed a sword in their hands to kill us." Moses then turned to the Lord and said, "O Lord, why have you treated your people so badly? Why did you send me at all? From the time I spoke to Pharaoh in your name, he has brought trouble on these people, and you have done nothing to rescue them." The Lord said to Moses, this is chapter 6. The Lord said to Moses, "Now you will see what I will do to Pharaoh. Under heavy pressure from me, he will let them go. Under the pressure, he will even drive them out of his land." Another narrative about the call of Moses. God spoke to Moses, saying, "I am the Lord. I appeared to Abraham, Isaac, and Jacob as God Almighty, but I did not make myself known to them by my name, the Lord. I also established my covenant with them, promising to give them the land of Canaan, in which they lived as aliens. And now I remember my covenant as I hear the groaning of the Israelites enslaved by the Egyptians. Therefore, say this to the people of Israel: I am the Lord, I will free you from the burden of the Egyptians, and I will deliver you from their bondage. I will redeem you with the blows of my powerful hand and my mighty acts of judgment. I will take you for my people, and I will be your God. You will realize that I am the Lord your God who delivered you from the burden of the Egyptians. I will bring you to the land I swore I would give to Abraham, Isaac, and Jacob, and I will give it to you as your own possession. I am the Lord. This is how Moses spoke to the people of Israel, but they did not listen to him. So subdued was their spirit, and so cruel their slavery. The Lord spoke to Moses, saying, Go and speak to Pharaoh, king of Egypt, and tell him to let the people of Israel leave the country. But Moses said, If the people of Israel pay no attention to me, how then will Pharaoh listen to me, a man who has difficulty in expressing himself? But the Lord spoke to Moses and Aaron and gave them his orders regarding both the Israelites and Pharaoh, king of Egypt, to bring the people of Israel out of Egypt into freedom. Genealogy of Moses and Aaron. These are the heads of their households, sons of Reuben, Israel's firstborn: Hanok, Palu, Hezron, and Kami. These are the families of Reuben. Sons of Simon: Jemuel, Jamin, Ohad, Jakin, Zohar, and Shaul, son of a Canaanite woman. These are the families of Simon. These are the names of the sons of Levi with their descendants: Gershon, Kohath, and Merari. Levi lived 137 years. The sons of Gershon: Libni and Shimei, according to their families. Sons of Kohath: Amram, Ishar, Hebron, and Uzziel. Kohath lived for 130 years. Sons of Merari: Mahli and Mushi. These are the families of Levi according to their descendants. Amram married Jochebed, his father's sister, who gave him 2 sons, Aaron and Moses. Amram lived 137 years. The sons of Ishar were Korah, Nephek, and Zikri. The sons of Uzziel: Mishael, Elzaphan, and Sitri. Aaron married Elisheba, the daughter of Aminadab and sister of Nashon, and she bore him Nadab, Abihu, Eleazar, and Ithamar. The sons of Korah: Asir, Elkanah, and Abisab. These are the families of Korahites. Eleazar, son of Asron, married one of the Putiel's daughters, and Phinehas was their son. These are the heads of the households of the Levites according to their families. It was to this Aaron and Moses that the Lord said, Bring the people of Israel out of the land of Egypt, group by group, according to their divisions. It was they who spoke with Pharaoh, king of Egypt, about bringing the sons of Israel out of Egypt. Yes, it was this same Moses and Aaron. When the Lord spoke to Moses in the land of Egypt, he said, I am the Lord, said to Pharaoh, king of Egypt, all that I tell you. But Moses replied to the Lord, I am a poor speaker, and why would Pharaoh listen to me? So today's Old Testament, Exodus chapter 1 to 6 is finished. We will move on to Psalms and Matthew's Gospel. We will see that in the next video. So let us give thanks to our God for all the blessings which He had given to us. Let us give thanks for the grace of reading Bible. We love you, Jesus. We praise you, Jesus. We thank you, Jesus. We adore you, Jesus. Thanks be to God. God bless you all. See you in the next video.